Yeah. How you doing there, people who live in my computer? I'm making this video because 2 days ago I read on the internet that my favored mod, the mod that I have recently absolutely fallen in love with, the Sigelei 213, is flawed, garbage, whatever, doesn't work, overpriced, piece of shit that only does variable wattage. And I'm looking at this and thinking, well, damn, I bought 2 of them. And I run these in temp control mode only. That's the reason why I got these. Well, the carbon fiber is it's pretty snazzy too, and it's small, fits in the hand very, very, very nicely. As a size comparison, here is a Noisy Cricket, which is 2 18650s in the smallest possible container possible. Or did I say possible twice? Damn it. Yeah, it's just barely bigger than that. Anyways. Alright. This is very small. I love it. And I love it almost as much as I love my Ducatis. As you notice, I have Ducati stickers on everything because I'm a fanboy. Anyways, I watched the DJLsb Vapes review. I have great respect for him as a reviewer. He knows what he's doing, and he has very accurate test equipment, and he tested it, found that this mod did not do temp control, and the data and the graph were right there. He proved it. And yet, while I'm watching this video, I'm sucking away chain vaping on my favored tank, the Aromomizer Supreme by Steam Crave. Best customer service ever, best tank ever. Well, shout out there. If you don't have one of these, you're hurting. You hear that, Steam Crave? Send me free stuff. I'm plugging your company. Anyways, I run this in temp control mode. I use, I can't even show you here. I always have a spare deck handy so that I can sort of hot swap it, because that's one of the cool things you can do with an aromomizer. You can pull the deck out and stick a new one in right away. That's 24 gauge platinum, 95% platinum, 5% ruthenium. It ohms out very similarly to stainless steel, and while 100% platinum has a TCR that's kind of close to titanium, the ruthenium throws it off, and the TCR for this wire it's almost exactly spot on to what stainless 304 is. So I saw one of these, looks awesome, carbon fiber. I cannot resist carbon fiber as a sport biker who has done a lot of weight reduction on my bikes. This is a mythical, precious material. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, right. But it had 3 stainless modes: 304, 316, 317. Plus nickel and titanium. I don't use any of the. I don't use nickel wire anymore. I don't use titanium wire anymore. And so it's like, oh well, I can vape my platinum coils. Plus, when I do build, I build in stainless 316. I made this earlier, a tidal coil that's not very tidy, and this is a wickless double helix that kind of not really turned out to be a double helix, and it's certainly not wickless as I tested it, but it was mounted, and I wanted to do the contest that DJLsb Vapes had done, and so all right. First, let's undo the batteries. That right there, that's a balance pin. Never USB charge your mods. I've only USB charged these because these can take 2 amp USB charging, which was another reason why I got this. Hold the fire button down. Uh-oh, what did I just do? Hold the fire button down, push this. Alright, there we go. This is the version 1.7, which is what everyone else seems to have and has issues with. And there we go. One of the little quirks, if you get this and it's like reading almost no voltage from one, it's reading like 8 volts from the other, you didn't close the door very well, and the balance pin is somehow stuck, or I don't know what. I just realized that you just have to be smooth and gentle with the way that you close the battery door, and you won't have that problem. Alright, so let's do a temp control test. Alright, so we will mount this. Alright, click 1, 2, 3, and let's go into stainless 316 mode, Fahrenheit. Alright, now we need to lock the resistance. Let's read the resistance, and we're at 0.156, okay. And then we go into lock. Now watch what I do here. I will click once quickly to, and then I held it. I don't know if that makes a difference, but it seems to, temperature set at 400. We are in 316 mode. Let's confirm the preheat. Preheat we have set at 1/100th of a second, which is basically saying, you know, when preheat is off. Alright, and let's see our first fire. Let's watch the wattage, which is right now set at, where are you? Set at 38. And it just kind of drops down, which is temp control in action. And let's do that again. And you know, since let's simulate chain vaping, which is what I do a lot. And I'll just hold that. I'm just taking massive drags look at the wattage again. Yeah, so I don't know why, but this, click it again, click it again. Those were not the results that, you know, that DJLsb Vapes was getting. And second, all this talk about vaping and now, when temperature control is working very, very, very well, you know, vape after vape after vape, the temperature of the vapor that's hitting your tongue should be dead consistent, and you shouldn't feel it gradually creeping up, and you shouldn't feel it like cutting out where the mods kind of like choke, you know, choking off the voltage, and where you kind of get this, how would I describe, like stuttered vape experience, right? Where the vape is coming in and stops, and then goes and it stops, and goes and it stops. So we have some singeing, but yeah, we hammered the hell out of it, and that's it, right? So let me lick the end of that so I can get this back in there. Like so. Alright. And let's go to power mode. We have the preheat set at 38. We'll just do 38. And well, let's see what happens. Let's see. Notice the resistance is rising because this thing is getting hotter. And woo-wee. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's in power mode. So power is power mode. Power is unlimited, or it just keeps giving out a constant wattage, and that's what happened, right? So just to confirm what's going on here, right? Try and cool that coil down, and we'll stick in one more piece of cotton. Cotton I'm using here is no, it's actually not the cotton bacon that I've been using lately. This is Cogendo. Alright. Let's go through the process I went through before. Click 3 times. Go to stainless steel. So these are the factory settings, not the adjusted TCR that's on the website. Ain't nobody got time for that. And we're back at this. Let's unhold. Okay, so unlock resistance. Let's hold that again. Let's go to read. Reads at 0.151. That's also a little less than what it was before. Anyways, it is what it is. And then I'm going to click once quickly to select, and then I'm going to hold it because it says hold to lock resistance. No? Alright. Let's watch the wattage indicator, which is at 38, and it dances around and then just goes back down, all the way down. And then let's do our simulated chain vaping. Oh, I'm stressed out. Or I'm trying to impress people with the massive clouds I'm chucking. I'm Puff the fucking Magic Dragon. Yeah, this is, I think, I'm pressing and holding this a lot more than was done in the DJLsb Vapes video, and yeah, it's temp controlling. It is definitely. We just did it twice. It is temp controlling the stainless 316 wire in the factory setting. You didn't have to go into the TCR and set up a custom TCR. So, conclusion. I don't understand what's going on. This is the same 1.7 version 1.7 firmware that is non-upgradable, and honestly, that is something that, why in the hell would they do non-upgradable firmware when everyone else is doing upgradable firmware? But it is what it is. And why is this mod temp controlling and doing a really good job of it when DJLsb Vapes found that it wasn't? And his smoking gun for the mod not running in temp control was there was a graph where he was showing the power, and there's like a little spike, and then a 200 millisecond delay before the power kicked in. And basically when a mod does that, it's reading the resistance, and you wouldn't have to read the resistance if the resistance was locked, and you need the resistance to be locked in order for temp control to work. So in his case, it wasn't locking, it was reading the resistance, and then so the temp control curve was just being shifted every time he was pressing the button and then you don't have temp control. Alright, so this is an Avocado 24. Same 24 gauge, 95% platinum wire. So I'm just going to set this up the way I would first let's go into here. We're going to stainless 304 mode, Fahrenheit. Alright, let's look at the resistance. Unlock, and then hold this down here, and then let's read the resistance, 0.14. Yeah, that's about where it should be. And hold that down again, and lock, press quickly, and then hold. Alright, I'm gonna want to vape this at 400. Now, I don't know if it's actually 480, but it's consistent. And appreciate power adjustment, 38 watts, that sounds good, but we're gonna wanna set this at 3/4 of a second. And alright, let's this airflow set here a little bit. Alright, I'm just gonna chain vape the hell out of this. By the way, the juice I'm vaping is Epicloud Strawberry Circus. It is the only juice that I have been vaping ever since I got into sub-ohm about 7 months ago. I have been vaping since 2008. Back when you had your little Sigelei's and there was one flavor called RY4. Okay, so the cap here is starting to get a little bit warm, which is, I mean, this is Neogenesis tank with the coil sitting on top. Yeah, it's gonna get warm, but the temperature of the vape has remained, as far as my tongue and mouth can tell, as far as temperature, very consistent. And so that's where I've been finding this to be really, really great for temp control. But the data that has been found on it, or when it's been measured and everything, found that it wasn't working. And so I'm at a loss. I don't know why. Maybe I got I got this from one vendor online. I got this from a separate vendor online. So every hit has the same temperature, same vapor temperature. So that's basically on top of how, you know, how compact it is, how nice it is in terms of its feel, the carbon fiber, the clickiness of the buttons, how easy it is to set up for a tank. We went through the whole procedure to set up for that RDA, and then we set this up for a different wire, different atomizer altogether. You just click through a few things or whatever. There's no pull out the laptop, boot it up, load up eScribe, plug in the DNA 200, and then sit there and click and do all those adjustments. Every once in a blue moon, when I press to do this, oh, there we go. The garbled screen. However, you can still read it. Still functional. And it goes back to normal. It is somewhat annoying. It is also annoying that can't flip the screen, because when I vape like this, and it'd be really nice if it were flipped around so that I mean, I'm vaping like this, and I, you know, to be able to read it and it's not up, you know, right side up. That would be nice. Without firmware upgradability or whatever, that can't be changed. What else? Build quality. There's none of that lifting here that some people have run into, or any gaps at the top or the bottom. This is just solid. Same thing with this one. They're just identical. Oh, misfiring. Maybe 1 out of 500 clicks, I'll click and nothing happens. And what I've found is that when that does happen, I will move my finger a little bit and then click again. It's never misfired more than 1 click in a row. I click, where's my vapor? And then I just kind of move my finger a little bit, click again, there it goes. So that's how I've been dealing with the misfire thing. And really, you know, honestly, it has been 1 out of 500, or it does happen. It has happened to me, but it happens so infrequently that I can't even be bothered to call it something that makes this unusable. So my conclusions are, I don't want to refute the scientific analysis that DJLsb Vapes did, because he actually used real test equipment and definitively showed that it was not temp controlling, but this is, and we used the same cotton test that he did. We did it twice, and it was clearly in temp control. Plus the you know, the subjective test of where I was hitting both this, the Avocado 24, and the Amaze Balls Aromamizer Supreme, best RDTA, best atomizer ever. You hear that, Steam Crave? You hear that? I'm plugging your product. And yeah, just the vapor temperature is dead consistent and I sit there and I hit it and I hit it and I hit it. I probably wouldn't hit it as much if I would go back to 3 milligram juice, but I vape at 1 milligram because nicotine tastes like shit, and I don't want it to. I'm a flavor chaser that likes bigger clouds, but flavor is really, really, really important. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why these are working out for me as well as they are. And I'm also not going to condone in any way the threats and all kinds of other bullshit that DJLsb Vapes has been getting from Sigelei. They screwed up in the way that they handled this. But somebody freaked out. I saw that post that they posted on him, like, we have your address, we're gonna find you, we're gonna pull out the fucking Chinese triad, we're gonna go after your ass, and you'll never review a thing again because we're gonna fuck you up. As a company, you don't do that. Steam Crave, early adopters of this tank, we found some issues with it. Every time we find an issue with it, we tell them. They either send us a new part or they improve it. We found that the tanks were kind of wobbling. What they did is they redesigned this base cap. They made it half a millimeter thicker, something like that. They sent a bunch of us these new thicker caps. Works just fine. They listen and they improve. Sigelei definitely did not do that. They have handled this in a very poor manner, and so definitely not defending that, but yet again, I have to reiterate, these things are temp controlling for me, and they are doing a damn good job of it. So I don't know. Take it for what you will. Maybe I just lucked out and I just happened to get the only two 213s that actually work in the factory temp control modes without having to put in some janky ass compensated TCR values in the memory slots. But anyways, there you go. So take away from this what you will, but we did conclusively find that it is temp controlling. We did switch it to power. That and I've been vaping on both of these, and they've been working in temp control very, 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 very well. So there you go. I guess all this video will do is add more debate or confusion, or if there are other people who have found that they've had zero issues with temp control and locking the resistance of their atomizers when they attach them, chime in, add some comments, and that's pretty much everything I've got, other than to say every video that I put, I'm a very articulate person when I write. because when I'm writing, I get to think and then I put it to paper. But with these videos, I actually have to speak. I have to think of everything on the spot. So I say or a lot as I'm sort of gathering my thoughts. I do not have this wonderful stentorian voice. I sound like a duck, kind of quacking. So if you're gonna be one of those people that's gonna stick in a comment, oh geez, you know, I could have done without hearing 500 times and you're totally fucking useless, you know what, go fuck yourself. But if you found this video to be informative in any way, stick in a comment and say like, hey, I thought that was pretty cool, or hey, mine doesn't work at all, it sucks, I was about to crush it with my car, but hey, you want it? Yeah, I'll take it. Send me a message, pay for the shipping, send it over to me, I'll find it a good home. And there you go. So that's pretty much all I had. You know what? I had pretty much all I had 10 minutes ago, and now I'm just sort of rambling. So the cotton demonstration, really, that was what you needed to see. So after you saw that, you could just turn off the video and you wouldn't even hear this, and you would have the same takeaway. And on that note, I will enjoy chain vaping my favorite juice on my favorite mod with my favorite tank. This is my second favorite tank. I really wish I could say that I would chain heating this over and over to prove the point that this is temp controlling, but oftentimes that is actually how I vape in real life. On that note, I hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe. Go on the CASA website, and I'm not sure exactly what's happening with the House bill or the House Amendment HR 2058, but the Cole Bishop Amendment, definitely do something about that in terms of contacting your representatives, and which I did, and they actually replied, and I replied back, and as far as with my state senator, there is some kind of dialogue happening, although I don't know. Well, he keeps replying, or one of his staffers keeps replying. So I'm arguing various different points, and maybe it'll get through. And we really need to get that fucked up FDA August the 8th predicate date flushed down the toilet, because that was invented by, well, it wasn't invented by the FDA. It was, I mean, if I were a tobacco executive, these things suck. These things are taking away customers from me. And if I were a pharmaceutical company, these things suck, because people aren't buying nicotine gum, patches, inhalers, other sort of nicotine replacement therapy things. the vape industry is totally out of control of these large corporations. So when we get together, I would have written that. If I owned a pharmaceutical company or a tobacco company, I would have written it so that these things would disappear. That's obvious. And since I don't, since most of us don't, what we need to do is we need to fight it and get that changed. So with that, have a good one, people of the who live in my computer and I talk to but don't actually exist because they're just figments of my imagination. Take care, and see you on the flip side. Bye.